my most useful ride or die accessories that I use at this time of year. Well, hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kira and I'm your resident style solutionist. I share videos on shopping for the best basics on the high street, how to build a capsule wardrobe, and lots of fun trend videos. So if that sounds good to you, then do hit subscribe because I would love to have you back for more videos. So in today's video, we are looking at your 10-piece capsule autumn wardrobe checklist. I did my video recently where I looked at your 10-piece capsule autumn wardrobe and you guys always seem to really enjoy that video. It's always a rundown of my ride or die basics and the type of key kind of wardrobe staples that I will wear on repeat this season. And the idea is to give you guys a bit of inspiration on where there could be some gaps in your autumn or your autumn winter wardrobe. In this video, we are looking at your accessories checklist. Your accessories are the cornerstone of your capsule wardrobe. I always use them to really dress up and finish off all of my outfits. I love having my key basics with my clothing, but then I also love having really core, well thought out accessories, typically ones that I sometimes invest a little bit more in that I just get such good cost per wear from. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking you through my 10-piece checklist for my most useful ride or die accessories that I use at this time of year. As always, I will leave links to everything right down in the description below, and I will also leave any discount codes that I have for you today as well, because I'm pretty sure I have some good ones for you. And so without rambling on too much, let's get into our 10-piece capsule autumn wardrobe checklist. And starting off with our first items, we are going to talk about handbags. As you guys know, I'm such a handbag girly and I really love a good mid-range handbag brand. I've shared some really great ones on this channel over the years, but I want to talk about two specific types of bags that I think are so useful and really an essential for your capsule autumn wardrobe checklist. So the first item I'm going to recommend is the MULTIWAY handbag. Honestly, a MULTIWAY bag is such a no-brainer if you are a capsule wardrobe girly like me. Picking up a bag that you can wear multiple different ways or style multiple different ways is key, and the one that I recommend above anything else that I have been loving this season. So this right here is the Verified Eclair bag. This was actually a recent release of theirs. I believe this just came out in the last year, and to say that this bag has gone viral, it has been so popular. I picked this up a couple of months ago and I've brought it with me on so many different trips. I've worn it to occasions, nights out. I've also worn it day to day. So much so that I picked up the newer colorway of it, which I just got yesterday. So this is the Eclair bag in the ivory color. This really cleverly illustrates how multi-way this bag is. So the Eclair bag comes with these two additional straps that you can easily attach onto the bag. I'm going to show you everything about it now in a minute. But your purchase also comes with these longer handle straps, which turns it into a beautiful like east-west long drop shoulder bag. And this drop is perfect for wearing even with a bulky winter coat. You can still get this really neatly over your arm. It's a personal pet peeve of mine when shoulder bags don't properly go on your shoulder, especially with a winter coat. But this colorway is the one that I would probably recommend as your key checklist item. This is the beautiful dark brown color. It is so luxe looking. It's, as you can see, in this lovely kind of patent leather. Verified's bags are all made with this beautiful super high quality calf leather. It is so smooth to touch. So just to give you a quick look at the inside of the bag, you have this classic accordion style. It's almost kind of vintage inspired. You open it up and you have a large chamber. This actually fits a considerable amount. Your phone is going to fit in there no problem. Even the biggest iPhone size is going to go in there. You have additional chambers on each side. It's kind of an accordion style, and you can see they're held here with these buttons, and then if you want to close it, it just buttons in here together. It has this beautiful vintage style, which I think is so elevated. This bag I have seen so many creators hyping up. It really has had a bit of a viral moment on TikTok, and I think its price is one of the reasons why people are so impressed with it, because it looks so premium. And I'm going to include my exclusive discount code. I'll pop it here on screen and in the description, which gets you another 15% off, which is absolutely amazing. I think this is such a great occasion wear bag. So when you have the long straps, and I'll just show you here, these are the long straps that come with the dark color. You obviously have just an everyday baguette style east-west bag, and then if you wear it like this, you can have it as this gorgeous little elevated top handle bag. However, these straps also come off, which turns this bag into the sweetest little clutch clutch. It's kind of like a longer style clutch, which you can just hold under the crook of your arm, or you can just hold on the top here. And I think it's so chic. So you have 3 distinct ways of wearing the bag from one purchase. I just love a multi-way bag. I think they're so clever. They're so useful. So then just going back to this color, you can see here you have the beautiful silver hardware. So if you are a silver girly, their colors come in the silver hardware as well. And you can see it has such minimal branding here. You just have the logo, but other than that, it is very much that quiet luxury style, which is why I think so many people love this bag. I think these kinds of east-west or baguette styles in general are very, very versatile because you can wear them all year round and they also work into the party season as well. I am going to give an honorable mention to another baguette style from Verified that I wear so much, especially in autumn winter. So this one is the dark cherry shoulder bag by Verified, and I've had this for almost 2 years. This is one of my favorite going out bags, and this is also a multi-way bag. It comes with this beautiful kind of drop shoulder strap. Again, fits on your shoulders. I've gone on nights out with this with a large, like oversized coat. It'll always fit on your arm, which we love. This is also slightly adjustable, so you can change the length. And then it's a beautiful, like very, again, that smooth calf leather. Also, I feel like this is very sturdy considering I've brought this on several nights out and she is still looking great. You have this little belt detail at the front. You open it up and you just have a little internal chamber. Here is what it looks like just as a beautiful, elegant clutch. Again, you can just hold it under the crook of the arm or just hold it as a clutch style. I think it's so pretty. I definitely think your capsule autumn wardrobe needs to start with a good multi-way bag. Look how beautiful these colors look together. I'd actually love to see this eclair bag come out in even more colors. And then also this baguette style, which is again also a multi-way bag, comes in the most beautiful colors. They have a beautiful green, they have like a patent color, they have a black, they have a croc. Such gorgeous styles. So again, I will link them below so you can check them out, and don't forget to use my discount code, which gives you a gorgeous chunk off. Item number 2 in my capsule wardrobe checklist is going to be a tote bag, and I'm going to give you a suede option this season because it is such a popular handbag style this year. So this one is also by Verified, and this is their beautiful suede bucket tote. Now this immediately reminds me of the Totem tote bag. It also is very, very similar to a style by The Row, which is of course a very expensive brand. This is, I believe, under €350, which I think is amazing, and obviously you can use my code with it as well. So this is a classic tote style. I like that it's kind of a longer bucket style tote instead of a huge open one. Again, this drop on the arm is going to be perfect with any winter coat that you have on. It's going to fit really, really nicely. And this bag isn't exactly a multi-way style. However, this beautiful belt detail, which is obviously in that gorgeous leather, can be removed and used as a belt. So it is quite clever that you can remove parts of it just kind of to give it a different look. But again, it's not necessarily as versatile as the other ones I've showed you. It's really, really easy to remove the belt, and then you just have a classic, even more minimal tote style, and then you can use this as a belt, which I think is so clever. So again, this bucket tote style comes in a few different colors. It has a beautiful black color, which is such a classic, although if you wanted to get something in a brown suede, this is so delicious. I do feel like the price for a beautiful quality leather and suede tote is very, very impressive. Again, I will link some of the different colors below, but I just think this brown suede is so gorgeous and such a trendy finish and color for this season. So if you are looking for some great quality handbags that are in that like lower mid-range price point, which is so impressive, I highly recommend checking out Verified if you haven't seen them before. They have some other gorgeous styles. They're also a New York based brand. They're super, super cool. They have really, really great quality materials, and they've just released some brand new styles for their Christmas season. And of course, being November, their Black Friday sale will be coming up. So I'll leave any info that I have for that here on screen and also in the description below. So item number 3 in your capsule autumn wardrobe checklist is the CHIC flat. I think it was last year I was talking about ballet flats, which I do absolutely love as a very, very versatile flat shoe. But I found for me that in the last year or two, the flat that I wear the most are loafers. And the one that I have found the most useful, the style of flat, is your classic loafer. So the one that I've been wearing more than anything, honestly, over the past probably 2 years since I've got it, is the Bonbon Loafer by Flattered. So this comes in a black colorway, it comes in a beautiful beige, and then it also comes in some suede finishes as well. I also have the suede version and it is great. However, the classic leather is the one that I wear the most. They are so buttery soft. There was no breaking in required. They are like walking on clouds. If you don't have a comfortable pair of loafers, I really think that is where you should invest in good quality leather. I've often said this before, but with knee-high boots, I feel like you don't necessarily need to have them be real leather, especially if they're a more heeled style that you don't need to do all day in. Whereas if you're looking for an ankle boot or a flat, getting real leather means it's going to mold to your feet and it's going to be even softer. So I would recommend a leather style like the Flattered Bonbon pair. They have some other gorgeous flats as well. You will hear me talk about Flattered for my shoe recommendations in this video because they are some of the best, softest leather that I found. However, if you didn't want to go for Flattered, I also highly rate brands like Marks and Spencer. They have some amazing leather loafers for such good prices. I have a pair of their classic ballet flats in the leather finish and they are so comfortable. So moving on, I mentioned knee-high boots, and that is the next item in your capsule wardrobe checklist, the knee-high boot. It is just such a go-to. It always looks chic. It's a great way of dressing up an everyday look or making a nighttime evening look a little bit more autumn wintry. I love a pair of boots with a pair of like sheer, very like demi sheer tights. I think it looks so chic. I also love how a knee-high boot looks with a longer knit dress or a longer skirt where the hem of the dress or skirt is coming down past the cutoff point of the boots. I think it's so chic. I actually have a full video on my most recommended boots and ankle boots for your capsule wardrobe, so I will link that here on screen and in the description below. But I would say my top recommendation if you're looking for boots with a heel are probably H&M's selection. They have such great styles and they're such good value. The ones that I'm kind of linking are not real leather. However, because they're a heeled style, I tend to not wear them all day. It's not something that I would wear, you know, commuting and all day. However, I think they're really good quality and they hold their shape really well. But if you wanted a real leather version that you're going to do more mileage in, then I cannot recommend enough the Flattered knee-high. I believe they're called their Florentine boots. Buttery soft leather, incredibly comfortable. They come up to the knee as I said, but they are that flat riding boot style, which typically I think needs to be that bit more comfortable because you are going to be wearing those for longer periods of time, I imagine, and those are just the most comfortable ones I found. So other honorable mentions for knee-high boots would probably be And Other Stories. They do some really good ones. Also, COS do some great knee-high boots as well. Again, I will link in the description below some of my favorites and I'll also link to my roundup video as well. So next up in your capsule wardrobe checklist, we are sticking with footwear and we're looking at the ankle boot. Depending on what type of ankle boot you're looking for, if you're looking for a higher heeled, dressier version, then I would argue it maybe doesn't have to be in leather because you're not going to be wearing it as much for as long periods of time. However, if it's one that's like a middle height that you are going to be stomping around in, then I highly recommend the Moya boot from Flattered. I picked these up over a year ago. I have done serious mileage in them. I've trotted around London, Paris, the streets of Dublin, and they just are so sturdy. Again, because they're real leather and such gorgeous quality, they really mold and soften to your feet. They don't pinch, they're not too tight, and even though they have a substantial heel, they're very comfortable. However, if you wanted a higher ankle boot, I have seen versions on the likes of H&M, ASOS that I really like, and I will link some of my favorites below. I also covered ankle boots in my roundup video that I did recently, so I'll leave all of the info in the description. So next up in my checklist, we are looking at the Humble trainer, and again, it is really an all year round staple for me, but especially in autumn winter, I love a closed toed shoe, and trainers are just so comfy to wear. So one that I think is very autumnal and kind of wintry in nature is the Adidas Samba that I have in the beige version. They're in like a mocha suede, surprisingly sturdy, really comfortable, and they go with everything. You don't necessarily need to go for a suede version. They have beautiful leather versions, but I think the brown neutral colorway is really clever. When it comes to trainers, I think this brown color makes it much more neutral. It kind of softens it a bit, and they look really nice with blue denim jeans, with black tailored trousers, with skirts, dresses, honestly everything. So next up in your accessories checklist, I'm going to mention the baseball cap. And I know this seems kind of a strange one, but really at this time of year, we're not quite into our heavy, you know, knit hats and things like that yet. And a baseball cap is something that I live in autumn. So if I'm not wearing it to walk the dog, which I do every single day, then I'm wearing it for more like dressed down days. Let's say if I haven't styled my hair, I just want something that looks cool and comfortable. My top recommendation has not changed since last year. It is the Ralph Lauren polo caps. These are so handy. I have them in beige, navy, cream. I think I have a black color. They just get worn on rotation. They are so handy. I wear them, my husband wears them. If I'm traveling or flying, you can guarantee there's one in my bag, or either I'll wear it to the airport if it's an early flight. They are just so handy. And of course, a baseball cap in general, you can go for a more expensive version. You can try the Anina Bing versions. They're super popular, the Ganni styles, but I think the Ralph Lauren styles are so fair. They typically retail for about 50 euro, but depending on where you order them, you can get them anywhere for like 30 to 40 euro. I found ones on Vinted as well. They're just so handy. My recent one was a brown version that I picked up, and it's such a perfect, easy neutral. I just live in them. They always look cool. So moving on, the next item that I recommend is a scarf. And again, given that we're not into the depths of winter and we're not wearing our heavy chunky scarves, the one that I highly recommend is by a French brand. I believe they're called Cotgen or Cotgen, and they are the most beautiful cashmere brand. They do these really cool scarves in kind of paisley prints. They're kind of Western inspired, and they're really known for having this beautiful fringe trim on the end. So I picked up one recently for my capsule wardrobe. I got it in the beautiful like off-white color, and it is so chic. It goes with everything, and I cannot explain to you how soft it is on the skin. These are more premium. They run around 100 euro. I looked for alternatives. I couldn't find anything that was similar in style or quality, so I bit the bullet and I bought the Cotgen one, and it is so worth it. It's so soft, it's so comfortable. I have it here. I'm going to show photos of it on screen, but the material is so good. The next item I'm going to recommend in my capsule autumn checklist is the classic belt. And again, this is something that I just live in. I wear them all the time. Denim is just an item that I tend to live in, and I'm often wearing a belt with it. So the one that I recommend above anything else hasn't changed since last year. It is the Arket belt. I feel like the Arket classic belt is the perfect balance between great quality leather and also really, really affordable pricing. It comes in at around 50 euro. And actually another style that I highly recommend are flattered belts. They're a little bit more. However, the leather is chef's kiss. They're so good. I have the flattered one in a thinner tan style, and it's so nice. But if you wanted something that was a nice middle ground, I think Arket do some great styles. They have classic leather. I actually really want to get this black and gold version in a brown silver colorway, so I'll link some of my favorites in the description below. But again, I feel like with belts, if you get a good quality leather, it's not going to crack, it's not going to wear. You'll just be able to wear it constantly, and I would argue actually that leather belts look better when they're worn in, when they kind of soften a little bit. I think they look so good. And the final item I'm going to recommend in my capsule autumn winter wardrobe is a pair of classic sunglasses. And actually I have changed my recommendation since last year. I have a core collection of sunglasses that I wear on rotation. One of the ones that I highly recommended was my YSL mica sunglasses, and yes, I still wear them all the time. They are such a staple, but actually the pair that I wear more than any other right now, and have been for maybe the last like 6 months to a year, is the classic Ray-Ban Wayfarer style. I've had these in my wardrobe for I want to say over a year, and I don't know what took me so long to pick them up, because they are the ultimate cool girl classic. They look so good with everything. I wear my sunglasses all year round, especially in Ireland. We get a lot of like low winter sun and really long kind of sunsets, so I feel like sunglasses are just as important in autumn winter. And I just feel like the classic Wayfarer style, they are the true classic with the slight tilt on the lens. They just look so cool. They have this like understated cool girl vibe that I really like. I know I keep saying cool, but there's just something about them that's very chic, nonchalant. I just can't get enough of them, and I've been wearing them on repeat. So there you have it, guys. That is a roundup of my 10-piece capsule autumn wardrobe checklist. Do let me know in the comments below if you have any other recommendations for any of these items, or if there's anything that I missed in my checklist. What is on your capsule wardrobe checklist? Let me know. I love hearing what you guys have as your core wardrobe staples. If you enjoy these roundup videos, then please do give me a thumbs up to let me know. And if you have not already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week, and I would love to have you back for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!